We're back here for the fourth and final segment here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast, talking about the NL wildcard situation and just overall what the heck is going on with the wildcard right now. So let's get into it. So this year has been very, very strange. Obviously, is the second year of the 6 wildcard teams now happening. Before it was 5. I was never a big fan of the 6 wildcard seed. I always thought it was a little too much. But honestly, different conversation for a different day, probably in the off season when everything gets cold. But I don't really think that division should matter anymore. I think it should just be the 6 best teams in the league. But again, discussion for a different day. So let's get into it now. So right now, there are a lot of teams within a game or 2 of each other from the NL wildcard. Of course, you have the 4 top seeds right now, which are pretty untouched. Phillies have a large lead in their division. Dodgers have a large lead in their division. Brewers have a large lead in their division. And then the Braves have a large lead for the first wildcard spot. But after that, we have the Diamondbacks, the Cardinals, the Padres, the Pirates, the Nationals, the Cubs, the Giants, and the Mets, and the Reds, all significantly within close of each other for a wildcard spot. So that's 9 teams now. The Reds are the 9th team I said on this list, and they are 1.5 games out of this wildcard. So it's absolutely insane right now what is going on with this. And really what I want to do is talk about who I think has the edge here, each team, and just in the end, who I think will end up being the 2 wildcard spots that make this. Now, I think the Braves, Phillies, Brewers, and also the Dodgers are shoo-in for the playoffs right now. I don't think the Brewers are going to give up their lead. I don't think Dodgers or Phillies are going to give up their lead, and I think the Braves are a cut above these teams right now. So I think really it's just these 9 teams fighting for 2 spots. 7 teams going to be left out, and we're going to have to go with the other teams that make it. So let's start off with the Diamondbacks, who are actually, sorry about that loud noise. That was me kicking my computer cord by accident. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks as second right now in this wild card for the NL. So the Diamondbacks have had a very, very interesting season. Of course, had some pitchers go down early in the season like Water Rodriguez, Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen just won on the injured list. Jordan Montgomery has not nearly been what the Diamondbacks expected. Eugenio Suarez, who he added to their lineup, has really not been great and just got benched for Blaze Alexander. So Diamondbacks have had a very interesting season so far, but at the same time have a lot of talent and have just been a really fantastic team. And overall have done a really, really great job this year, even without these injuries. I mean, they're 1 game under 500, but at the same time, they still have a lot of talent here. They still have a lot of great players on this team, and I think that overall they are just a fantastic team, and I think that having them here is not a surprise, and I really like them. Again, I had them as the 3rd best team in the NL going into the year, so I'm going to continue with that. The Cardinals, 36 and 37, also an interesting team. Don't really have a great hitting core right now with some of their players underperforming. Their pitching staff is kind of and I'm not really that big high on them. I don't really think that they're a real threat, to be honest. I kind of think they're going to come back down to earth eventually. They have a ton of talent on the hitting core, but they're not performing. And the pitching guys who are performing, I think eventually are going to fall to the wayside and not perform because I just don't believe in Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson in the year 2024. Sorry. After that, the Padres, who have made a big splash already this year, trading for Luis Arias from the Miami Marlins, of course, have a lot of stars in their team with Dylan Cease, Joe Musgrove, Yu Darvish. They also have Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., Ha-Sung Kim, Jake Cronenworth, Xander Bogaerts, Jackson Merrill, Fernando Tatis Jr. Brofar's had a great season. So their Padres team has a lot of talent on there right now. And, the Arias addition has been very, very interesting to the team and has been really great. And it'll be interesting to see what does end up happening with this team and where they go from here. Pirates, very interesting. Have come out of nowhere and are now pretty high within this wild card situation. The Pirates, of course, have a really nice pitching staff with Jared Jones, Paul Skeens, Mitch Keller heading in. Jared Jones and Skeens have been absolutely amazing coming out to the big leagues, but they lack a little bit with this hitting core. I mean, you have some good guys like Brian Reynolds, who's done well. Connor Joe's done well. G1 Bay's done well. But Brian Hayes, you'd like to hit better. You'd like McCutcheon to hit a little better, honestly, even for his age. So I think there are still a lot of flaws in this Pirates team, but the amount of talent they have, especially in that pitching core, is really, really incredible. And yeah, if I'm a Pirates fan, I'm excited about this team going into the future. Nationals, they are a very interesting team here. No one expected much from them, but they've gotten a lot of surprising performances from their team this year. Guys like Mitchell Parker, Jake Irvin have done really well, even with some of their guys in the injured list like a Josiah Gray. So have some very interesting young players there. Also with the offense, you're going to have some players coming up, like a James Wood, like a Dylan Cruz. They're going to come up eventually soon. So a lot of young talent with this Nationals team, and I think it may be a year early for them, but still have, again, a lot of talent for this team and a lot of possibility to end up in this wild card spot, even without, again, being a true contender. The Cubs are next, 36 and 39, one game out. The Cubs have a lot of talent again. The rotation has been fantastic this year. Shota Imanaga has been great. Justin Steele, of course, is great. Javier Saw has been very good. Ben Brown was good before he went in the injured list. Jameson Taillon's having a nice bounce-back season. Bullpen is kind of iffy. Adbert Alzolay and Hector Neris are solid, but that's kind of it. And also, the lineup is good, but it needs more pieces, especially a catcher. I know you just did dump Yan Gomes and sign Tomas Nido, but I think you need a little bit more than that. Cody Bellinger's great. Seiya Suzuki's great. Nico Horner's great. Dansby Swanson's great. Ian Happ's great. But just overall, I don't think they have that true superstar in that lineup, and I think they need to get one. And there's still a lot of talent on this team. Wouldn't be surprised they end up with the second spot or the third spot, but pitching rotation, really, that's the reason why, but still need to work on that. The Giants, I don't know what to say about the Giants. They have a lot of talent, just it has not performed. I mean, some of their signings like Jorge Soler, Blake Snell have really not worked out so far. Jung Hoo Lee's out for the rest of the year. Matt Chapman hasn't been great with the bat, but have a lot of talent, and I would not be surprised they end up in one of the wild card spots, but they're still a solid team. The Mets, I talked about them on either Tuesday or Monday. The run they had, their winning streak of 7 straight games did just come to an end after that loss to the Rangers last night, but are now 7-1 and are actually facing the Cubs, who I just did talk about. So that should be a very important series for the NL wildcard. So definitely tune into that if you're more interested in all this kind of stuff. So should be interesting. But yeah, overall, the Mets have a lot of talent. Just need to put it together and be consistent. And once they do that, I think they'll be good. But yeah, overall, are a team that has a lot of talent. I wouldn't be surprised to end up in one of these spots, but just needs to put it all together and be consistent. The Reds, a ton of talent, but so many injuries this year. Novelli Marte is coming back soon, which is good, but I really think the big one is Matt McLain. I expected him to be a big part of this Reds team this year, and being out for most of this year was really a big blow. I think they're a great team. I just don't think this is their year for them, and I did have them winning the NL Central, but I would not say that is going to be the case right now. So, just going over all these NL teams, the main question is who is going to end up winning these 2 spots in the wild card. You, of course, are going to have the Phillies, Dodgers, and Brewers as the top 3, Braves as the number 4. Who's going to be 5 and 6? So, starting off with 5, I'm going to go with the Arizona Diamondbacks. I think this team is fantastic. I'm keeping with my thought of them being the 3rd best team in the NL before the season. Again, I've had a lot of injuries, but Gallen should come back soon. Kelly should come back soon. You're going to have Eduardo Rodriguez come back soon. You also have Montgomery. He should be able to rebound. Their lineup is great. Ketel Marte has been fantastic. Corbin Carroll has been great. Corbin Carroll has not been great, but he has the potential to be great. You saw last year. I think once he really gets some time off from that shoulder injury, he should be good. Some other great offensive pieces in this lineup, like Gabriel Moreno. So I'm going to go with the Diamondbacks here at number 2. I think the reigning NL champions still have so much talent on this team, and I'd be letting them down, I'd say, if I did not pick them. I think they're just so good, and I'm going to have them here at number 2. And the 3rd wildcard spot, I was really between 3 teams, which was the Padres, the Mets, and the Cubs. I am going to end up going for this position. I'm going to go with the New York Mets. Now, you could say I'm biased as a Mets fan, but I think the Mets just have so much talent. I don't really think this streak is, a fake right now. I think that, of course, you're not going to go 7-1 for the rest of the year in 8-game increments, but there's a lot of talent on this team. The offense is finally showing up. I think there's a chip on their shoulder right now with them thinking people don't expect them to do well. Lindor has done absolutely fantastic since moving to the leadoff spot. JD Martinez has been a huge player for them. Alonso's been great. Alvarez has been fantastic. You're getting Senga back in the rotation. Scott is going to come back soon. I think Minaya and Severino will be a little better in the second half. Edwin Diaz has come back to life, so I would go with the Mets right now. I think the Padres and the Cubs are pretty close, and other teams as well are good, but I would go with those three. But right now, I'd have it as the Diamondbacks the 5 seed, the Mets the 6 seed. Maybe I'm biased, but I don't think so. Just looking at it, I am looking at it objectively. So, yeah, that is it for the 5th and final segment of the show today, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to the notification bell to not only get notified when I upload, but when all the other great content creators on this channel do. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. It's a beautiful day outside. Enjoy it. Have a great day. I'll see you at Baseball with us tomorrow, and tune in tomorrow for my end of the week power rankings, like I always do. So yeah, going over that, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys, and enjoy your day today. Bye.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go